everybody. Back once again, bruh. We are back once again. We are back once again. I apologize, guys. I didn't set the time correctly on this one. I don't know how I can actually set the time. I have to actually adjust it properly. But all will be done throughout this live stream, guys. I'm just kind of learning how to do live streams properly, and then I'll probably live stream every single night. For those watching this one, guys, and wondering if I'm going to do more live streaming, probably going to do live streaming every single night for the foreseeable, especially when I'm in my hometown, because it's pretty fun to do, guys, and we can give back to people and be pretty knowledgeable with the information that we got. So yesterday we talked for like an hour, and I don't think I will be talking for an hour, okay? But we're definitely going to be getting into some good content here today, guys. Okay, so stay tuned, man. Starting this one off, guys, the name of the video, of course, how not to get phased by life. Okay, a big one. How not to get phased, how to never get phased by life. Very important topic, guys, very important topic. First of all, what do we mean by that? Okay, getting phased out means basically getting thrown off your center, getting emotional, getting upset because things go wrong, having things not go your way, being emotionally attached to things, stuff like that, guys. I'm going to break down exactly how to not be so, attached to things, okay? And how to not be so, little babyish about it, and how to be more resilient, okay? Because that's what people want, so that's what I want to get them, guys. I heard this amazing quote to start it off. It said, bitching and complaining doesn't do anything, okay, for your situation. It doesn't make it better, it doesn't make it worse. It does nothing. Complaining and moaning about it, okay, the only thing it does, it makes you seem like the biggest, basically, baby ever, and bitch, okay, ever. So you have to not complain, just get on with things. I think the British have that saying, guys. The British have, what's that famous British saying? Keep calm and carry on, or whatever. And that was basically in World War II when they were getting bombed. The people were getting scared. So, the Germans were bombing the hell out of them. World War II was raging. So what they decided to do was kind of create this catchphrase, keep calm and carry on, basically saying like, hey, it is what it is. We're working on it. The British government were working on fighting off the Germans. So, keep calm and kind of carry on, guys. Don't worry too much about, let's say the bombs going off. So, but obviously that's going to be pretty impossible. You have to somewhat care about your situation. So I would recommend that you do care about what's going on, guys, just to start it off. All right, a little bit of a beginning. So, like, you should absolutely care, okay? This is the one thing that people kind of get wrong when it comes to not giving an F. Eminem has that famous song, Just Don't Give a F, Still Don't Give a F, stuff like that, guys. He has that famous track, and you should actually care about your situation, guys. But the problem is you shouldn't be getting so emotional about the situation, and that's extremely hard to do, guys. Try to separate those two. The physical act of, doing whatever, working on your relationship, working on your job, working on your career, but also trying to, at the same time, not get so emotionally attached to that. Okay, so whatever it is, guys. All right. Now, for the first part, guys, and the main part that a lot of people don't understand is you pretty much from the outset don't control anything in life. Okay, you control, for the most part, nothing. Okay, and this is the problem, guys, that people want to say. Don't feign responsibility when it comes to your actions and things like that. But at the same time, guys, let's just take it like this for an example. If you're applying for a job, people think it's an meritocracy when you apply for a job. The best person gets it. Or when you starting a business, the best person, gets the most money in the business, or whatever the case may be. And what people fail to realize is it's actually not like that at all, guys. Okay, The problem is there's people involved, there's huge corporations involved, there's money involved. There's so many different external factors that you thinking about having a good CV or having a good sort of, representation or a good interview, perfect. Oh man, I had a great interview. I have perfect scores for the job. You're perfectly fitting in that workplace. People don't understand that. It still doesn't matter, guys. All that actually doesn't really matter. Okay, unfortunately. Okay, because if that was the case, guys, the brightest people in the world, the best people in the world would get paid the most, and they would be highest up in their career or whatever. Whereas actually, that's not how it is, guys. Okay. Now, just taking that as an example, applying for a job, let's say, people that basically don't have any qualifications might get the job over you, and people say, "How is that?" Well, it's because they always say nowadays, it's not who you know, or sorry, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That famous kind of phrase, and that's probably the worst thing that has happened to this sort of society nowadays. Is it's become more about people rather than markers. Okay, markers of expectation. Okay, and statistics, and just analytics. That kind of nerd stuff where you're checking the views, and you're checking the money going up, you're checking the engagement, whatever the case may be. You're constantly trying to compete with other people in that regard, which is pretty good, but it's also at the same time, guys, you don't want to get bogged down with numbers too much. So don't worry about, not controlling stuff, guys, because you really can't. The most you can control, you really can't even control your health, guys, okay? Like, you can't control the way people are going to respond to you at work, the way people talk, the way they help you at work, stuff like that, guys. But how you can control it is kind of like your mindset around the workplace, okay? So that's it, guys. Your mindset. And that's where we're going to take off this live stream from, okay? Your mindset, guys. Strengthen your core beliefs, okay? Your self-confidence has to be at a 10 always, okay? When you're walking around and you're trying to conduct business outside, because most of you guys, if you're young, men or women, you should be ripping and running the streets, guys, going out, making business deals, talking to people, getting more confidence with talking to people. But even if you fail in a business deal, let's say you want to talk to a guy about a comedy show, okay, talking about comedy, and you're recruiting people for a comedy show, just know that the business in a total, has to be definitely more so, mutual between the partners, guys. It has to be mutual, and for the most part, guys, be so strong to know what you want out of that relationship, out of that business deal, guys. Okay, know your core values. Know that I want to make this business the best I can, or I want to be the best version of myself, the best self, and help others. Okay, that's what kind of most people want to do. And clearly know the value of the company. Okay, clearly know your beliefs, and clearly know your priorities, and that will hopefully kind of inspire other people around you to kind of push forward. You know what I'm saying? So the second thing I'd say is, guys, have some sort of positive, internal feedback. Okay, and of course, guys, self-confidence and preparation, kind of the same thing there, but the positive affirmations, it's extremely important when it comes to being self fulfilling, because you don't really want to be comparing yourself to people that you don't know. Like, for instance, if you flick up on Instagram, there's a whole bunch of people there that are going to be more successful, better looking, better whatever, stronger, faster, richer, more money, whatever, richer in more ways, they have more friends, whatever. So the positive affirmation that you're doing fine, okay, has to come from within. Okay, it's not going to come from your external achievements and stuff like that, guys. It will somewhat, okay, but you have to be doing more so than thinking. If you guys get what I mean, you have to be constantly striving for things, but also telling yourself, hey, that was a good week last week. I had a great work week. Maybe I didn't achieve as much business as I would have hoped, or as much money as I would have hoped. But, you know, I had a good dinner with my family, and we strengthened that relationship. You know, it also doesn't have to be so set, like monetarily or analytically, those achievements, guys. They can be small achievements, like having a good time with your friends. Okay, I strengthened the relationship with my friends. Now let me try strengthen the relationship with my girl. Okay, now let me try and strengthen the relationship with my brother, my dad, my mom. You know, individuals. Okay, so you're kind of trying to strengthen the kind of core belief system in yourself, and just know that people like have your back, and it kind of builds inner confidence, and kind of reduces the sort of impact of external negativity that you will be seeing constantly. So next thing I've written down, guys, is try to develop emotional resilience. Okay, so this is kind of the key of this whole video. You know, practicing emotional regulation is one of the hardest things, guys. Okay, you can do things like deep breathing, mindfulness, detachment, journaling, stuff like that. Breathing, okay, breathing calm, and they'll help you stay calm and collected. Okay, they won't have you flying off the rails every single time someone says something to you or someone does something to you. I've said this before, guys. I used to play a lot of sports growing up, ton of sports. All right, I still go to the gym, of course, because I always say you have to hit the gym. It's the most important thing. But physical fitness is only one aspect of it. Okay, I used to play just like a pickup, 10-a-side football game or 5-a-side football game, and emotional fitness is actually a much more important part. Spiritual fitness as well. Making sure that everybody is, in check, that you're good with people, you're good with the flip and your family, spiritually, but having that deep sense of emotional regulation and fitness is extremely important, guys. Okay, I would notice that in this 10-a-side football, that some people who are very, very fit physically couldn't handle a loss, couldn't handle people scoring a goal on them, couldn't handle someone hurting themselves, couldn't handle, having to pick up the slack for people that aren't doing as much as they were. Certain things like that, guys, which are perfectly fine. Like nobody's, let's just say, forced to be at that football. It's a leisurely experience. But people, would just get so upset and so mad, and it would come to blows sometimes, guys. People would actually physically fight each other, which I just found profound, guys, because I was always taught, guys, only fight if you're defending yourself. To go out of your way and actually physically try to assault a man on a football field because of something like that, that we're not getting paid for. Matter of fact, we actually paid €10 to go play is just super lame. Okay, and it's just you're telling all the other men around you that you're too emotional and you're a little bitch, and you shouldn't be in that situation right now. Okay, unfortunately, guys, that's just how it is, guys. It's just how it is and how it's always going to be. So try and get that good emotional regulation, build a callus of your mind, understand that not everything is going to go your way all the time. Okay, in the football game, especially in team sports, guys, like in the gym, you can push yourself in your own physical achievements, pretty much, and your own physical push, okay? But for something like, football, or something that doesn't matter in your life, okay, I understand if you're a professional athlete, I get that, okay, if you're Ronaldo, and you're crying about the game, okay, of course that matters to you. I mean, your life literally depends on this game, okay, your money, your status, whatever, your happiness in life. But if you're doing things that are only really there for basically to push your actual job, like a lot of these leisurely activities are only there to kind of take your mind, it's kind of dead time, it kind of takes your mind off your actual purpose and your actual, hard to do things that you guys want to get achieved in life, okay? Like your purpose, whatever that may be, flying planes, flipping, whatever, whatever your purpose is, guys, knitting, making money from a business, that sort of thing. Don't get so emotionally attached with that type of stuff, guys. And it is a tough one, guys, because obviously there's certain things, relationships, business partners, people like that it will definitely show, guys, the forms of which emotionally people get upset. But I'll just say this: the people that I would see that in, guys, okay, I would suggest never going to business with these people ever, because they obviously can't take stress very well. You have to have a sort of laid back, demure. Is that a word? That's a recent demure. Yeah, you have to have kind of a laid back demure, a very demure, whatever that word is, about you. Okay, and not too fired up constantly. Now, there's times to get fired up, guys, when you're working out, when you're doing your work, your purpose, whatever. Absolutely, guys, give it your whole everything, 1000%. But at the same time, don't get so attached, with any of that stuff, guys. Relationships, partners. If someone screws you over, just say, okay, that was a good learning experience. On to the next one. That was a good learning experience. On to the next one. It's kind of just use them as learning experiences, and don't get so upset that people, will take it physical. Of course, defend yourself, guys, and of course, I'm a big proponent of that. Don't let people tarnish your name and stuff. But go back to the first exact example. You can't control anything, so don't even try. You know what I'm saying? Set healthy boundaries, guys. Know your limits. Be clear about the behaviors that you'll tolerate and you won't. Okay, so you kind of know the people around you to kind of keep and make them stay clear of the things that you don't want to be, discussed or talked about, right? Like, say no. You can say no to your friends, your family, your business partner. Say no. I don't really feel like this is gonna benefit me in any way, even though, you're kind of trying to get something out of someone, or you're trying to give something to someone. Just, you can say no, guys, and focus on yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, guys, kind of the opposite of don't focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. Okay, so your reaction to stuff, how you respond when the bad thing happens is the most important thing. Okay, if you lose your job, okay, are you gonna go around, go crazy, go into work and start a big scene, or whatever, take it to social media and start bad mouthing them, okay, on the internet? Or are you gonna be professional, okay, and handle it in a way that will set you up for the future, guys, and just say, hey, shit happens, on to the next job. That job obviously wasn't for me. Those people were a bad environment to be in. I'm gonna do my own thing, okay? And that kind of goes for a lot of things, guys. Your reaction to stuff is gonna be the most important thing, to align with your principles, okay? Align with the way that you think, okay? Because that's really all you have, guys. Famous rapper Royce the 5'9", one of my favorite rappers, he said, always stay professional. You're always gonna make revenue. Okay, you're always gonna make revenue if you stay professional, guys. If you choose to be, doing things slyly, illegal activities, stuff like that, you're not gonna always make revenue. Okay, you're always gonna be in the red. Let's just say. Okay. Another thing, guys. I've said this yesterday. Surround yourself with positivity. Okay. Limit negative interactions. Now, who's the negative people in your life, guys? I currently have 0 negative people in my life. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've kind of constructed that myself, okay? I've learned to do that because I just said I'm just not going to hang out with people that just are negative, okay? Or that just speak just in just crazy ways, okay? And if it does, just leave, okay? I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And that hasn't happened in years. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I haven't really been around negative people in a very, very long time. Going to be honest with you. But, for instance, let's say the last day, I was talking to a friend, and he happened to break up with his girlfriend, and I said, "Bro, how's your girl? I haven't talked to this guy in years." And he basically was like, oh, like, you know, kind of, oh man, I can't believe you brought my girl up. Like, I'm upset now for the rest of the night. And he was kind of being half facetious, you know. And I feel his pain, guys. I understand. I've been there. We've all been there. But at the same time, guys, I was like, you know, I probably wouldn't want to be around someone who's just like kind of constantly like jumping from person to person, having different girlfriends, this type of thing, because it's a bit unstable. Okay, and unfortunately, things like that, guys, are negative interactions, and you kind of don't want to be around this sort of whole negativity. And I haven't talked to this guy in years, right? So I'm just like, oh my god, you know what I mean? I don't even want to talk to this guy anymore. So I just didn't. I was just like, all right, I'll see you guys later, type of thing. So if you can see a negative situation arising, just kind of limit it, guys. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it, man. I'll leave it there. 20 minutes for sure. It's pretty tough, guys, to not get phased out by life, but the most you guys can do is just kind of go with the flow. And as what's Bruce Lee said, be like water, you know. And what did he mean by be like water, guys? My interpretation of that is that you have to be survival of the fittest. You're kind of changing, adapting to the environment, but that is pretty much the definition, guys. You know, be like water. It's kind of the same phrase as like, you know, the person who's the most adaptable can win. Okay. Adaptability. Okay, so I just googled here, what did he mean when he said that? Basically, it just means like water takes the shape of a container. Okay, you know, naturally adapt to a container, to a cup, a rock, a bottle, a riverbed. The importance of being adaptable in any situation. Okay, that's pretty much what he said. Fluidity. Okay, don't be stagnant. Water is constantly flowing. Like you guys see on my YouTube now, you know, I've hit that 100K nearly, so I'm gonna kind of keep going to different sectors, keep going with different trends, keep going with different things that I'm interested in. Certain things will be high for a while, certain things will be low for a while. Certain things will go in trends, guys, and go in waves, okay? But keep moving forward, you understand? Resilience. Water can be powerful or gentle. Water can be soft like a flowing stream, or powerful and destructive like a tsunami. So there's different aspects, guys. You know, be resilient, be adaptable in strong situations, in tough situations, be strong and forceful, but in some situations be gentle and yielding and, you know, understanding, guys, okay? No fixed form. So be formless. Water has no fixed form, allowing it to overcome any environment, okay? And actually, guys, if you guys have ever studied geography, like, what was that? It was like those oxbow lakes and stuff. You guys see the way rivers are formed, and then rivers form like oxbow lakes and stuff. That's from literally like the water bending. Like it's, you know, it flows so fast that the water eventually bends, right? The river, and it actually can cut through rock. So water is unbelievable. Water is actually, it's like the force of the water that cuts through the rock, and not really the, yeah, it's more the time and the persistence rather than the actual force itself, guys. Okay, over time, you will eventually wear down the rock. All right, that's class, guys. I love that one. You know, because things just take massive persistence. Honestly, you know what I mean. Just takes huge persistence. So, let me know your thoughts now, guys. I'm gonna leave it right there. Namaste, stay free, and I'll see you guys in the next one, bro. Peace.